I'm taking this video in the morning because I was supposed to do it last night, but for some reason my phone didn't want to record um, because data's full. I've been taking a lot of videos and pictures recently, and yeah, so today's recording might be a bit shorter than usual. Yesterday, yeah, it's weird because like nothing changed between like right now and like last night because I deleted quite a few photos and videos. I guess it just took the phone a little while to like process that deleted data. I don't know. I really don't know. Anyways, yesterday I climbed Mount Mitchell. Yeah, I'm tired. My calves, my feet are just kind of like wiped. They're like crushed. Everything else feels fine for the most part, just tired. Um, I woke up in my car. That was not the best sleep ever. And then I got to the trail at like 7:30ish, and yeah, we just started to hike. It was. I mean, when I say we, I mean like just me. This was a solo trip, so that made it one hell of a trip, even more. And I tried doing it fasted too. So like my eating window starts at 1 o'clock usually, and I'm just like, well, it's only 7:30, and let me just, not eat anything. And yeah, that was a big mistake. I brought a lot of water. Like the day before when I was on Deep Gap Trail, I had one water bottle and like pretty much a whole bag of almonds, and I really needed water. Not really almonds at the time. And so in my head, I'm just like, well, I usually work out fasted, right? So that means I don't really need per se to eat, before the hike or during the hike. I should be good because I usually work out fast and I always eat at 1 o'clock. What I didn't take into consideration is that the hike took a lot more out of me than I expected it. Like a lot more. Like within the first mile, I was dying. By mile 2, I I don't know how I'm still moving. Like I was just like, wow, it's only been 2 miles and like I'm only a third of the way done, and I'm really suffering right now. And I don't know what the case was. I had my water, I had these electrolyte enhancers, like these like flavor enhancers with electrolytes and B vitamins, and I'm just like why am I dragging my feet? There are quite a few people who are passing by me and they're just doing it so easily. Like why am I really struggling here? Like really struggling. Because like I push myself in the gym and everything, and I struggle, but like this was like a different kind of struggling. I'm just like I've got no energy kind of struggling. I just didn't really recognize it. Anywho, I get to mile 4, and by this point, I'm just like, wow, I'm only 2/3 of the way done. I have like at least like 2 hours left more of hiking. Like, I don't I, I don't know how long this is gonna take. It's gonna be like an all day thing. And like the overall trail is supposed to take like 7 to 9 hours, and I was really concerned I was gonna take like 12 hours, to get to the top, and then having to hike back down. I was really concerned. Like by mile 4, I had these 2 sticks I had with me at Deep Cap Trail the day before, and they only weighed like maybe like 2 pounds max. I mean, I feel that's already pushing it, but just having them on me, the mental strain they put on me, I don't want to carry them anymore. So I just kind of set them down on the ground. And they were also not serving a purpose. Like in the Deep Gap Trail, it was like much more hands-on, like grabbing branches and stuff. So I'd like loop around the stick to like have a better grip or something like that, or like when I'm like doing like these deep lunges, kind of like just dragging in the ground. But that wasn't the case. The lunges were like deep, but it wasn't. It was like spread apart. They weren't like useful at all on this trail. Anyways, on the mile 4 marker, this couple passes me by, and and they're really nice. They see I'm suffering, like, actually, and they offer me some food. I'm reluctant to accept it at first, but I really needed it. I didn't know I needed it because, like, I left my almonds in my car, so the only thing I had left, which has been there for a while now, I just never took it out, was this little peanut butter packet. And yeah, so the couple, they gave me some like these like two little like fun size like Snickers bars, and a granola bar, and then they went off, right. Also, by mile four marker on the way there, this one dude passed by me, and I'm just like, hey, do you hike a lot? And he's like, no, I run a lot. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. You're really quick. And then he passed by me, right? And so he reached the summit and returned to the mile four marker where I was just reaching, So this guy's like zooming by, but he was there too when I stopped and met the couple. But yeah, I was fine. With the extra food, I should be fine. I hope so. I really hope so. That was really the case. And so everyone splits up. I'm there alone again, and I start hiking, right. But by this point, I'm taking a break literally every minute. It was really frustrating because I would just get so tired so fast, and the miles on the mountain already feel like 3 miles as it is. So having to take all these breaks was no bueno. Anyways, I'm only like 2 minutes out from like where I was at the 4 mile marker, when I'm just like, all right, enough of this. Like, I don't care if I'm breaking my fast. I don't care if I have to break keto. Like, I just need to get to the top of the mountain. And that's it. That's really it. So I opened up the peanut butter packet and I had it, and it was so tasty. I was just like, it's so tasty. It's so good. And I thought I felt better, like physically and mentally after eating that, And then I'm just like, you know what? This is like, protein and fat, not so much sugar. So let me have one of the Snicker bars. And I open it up and I start eating it. And like, just like that, I was able to hike like normally. I was able to like, push myself and like pretty much move without really having to take a break for a decent amount of time, 15, 25 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. And I'm just like, wow, was that the whole key all along, just eating, Apparently my blood sugar may have just dropped too much, and I was just like, just really just gassed, like super, super gassed, And yeah, I finished the peanut butter, the Snickers bars, and the one granola bar I had, by the 5 mile marker, and it's like 5.6 to 6 miles, so I still got a decent, length left, and that length was so hard, like just mentally, like I passed by a lot of people because it's like very touristy. People like to like just go in there and just kind of check it out. There's some like stations where shows some information about the wildlife and everything, and but it's just like the idea of like just not knowing where you are, not seeing the end. It's a bit frustrating, but I kept moving forward. I even found this long stick. I used it as a staff, like a hiking staff, which came really clutch. And before I knew it, I reached pavement, and I reached the summit, and that was just awesome. Like, it was a different kind of summit from the one yesterday. Like, there's like the parking lot summit, and then there's like the hiker summit, and they're connected. But I just didn't know. I didn't know that. But yeah, the hiker summit where I was at, like, there's a little like, I think it was a brick trail. I think it was brick, but it leads up. It curves around to like a platform area, like a plateau. And there's another plateau on top of that plateau, but it was closed, probably because it was kind of small and COVID's still a thing. But I got to the top, and it felt good. I just felt accomplished. That like I set my mind to hike the mountain, and I reached the top. And yeah, it took me over 5 hours to get up there. That was the wild part. Over 5 hours. It took a hot minute. And yeah, it was just really cloudy up there, so I couldn't really see much. But the view didn't really matter as much to me as the sense of accomplishment, knowing that I reached the top. Plus, there were plenty of views on the way up there, So I'm like, all right. And yeah, I didn't stay up there for long, maybe like 10 minutes or so. And then I'm like, all right, I guess it's time to go back down. And so I started the hike. A little bit into the hike, I actually bumped into the couple that gave me the snacks. Their name are Jacob and Carrie. Such nice people. We actually hiked together for like the first like mile and a half, and we were just kind of talking the entire time. I didn't even think about the hike, and yeah, like the mile and a half zoomed by. It was wild. Like I blinked and it was pretty much done. I'm like, wow, that's a nice head start. And I found this nice little rock formation where I wanted to just kind of like sit down and like relax and be with nature. So we split ways there. They offered me their apple. I'm just like, no, thank you so much. I'm very satisfied. I'm very good at this point. And yeah, I just sat down with nature. It's really good being with nature, It was just serenity. Hearing like the wind, hearing the birds chirp, and like nothing else, just stillness. So that was cool. I took a quick moment to just be one with nature. So that was really nice. And I started my hike again, and by that point, I lost some momentum I had before. But I picked up after a while. I ate my last Snickers bar, and yeah, at that point, it just took time, because it's still 6 miles. So even if it was like on normal ground, it'd take like 2 hours at least at a solid, consistent pace. So like knowing that already, I'm just like, all right, this is gonna be a while. And I kept going and going. I took I took like 2-3 breaks compared to like 10 plus before. Just drink some water just for maintenance stuff. I had my big staff, which came super clutch because it started raining a tiny bit, and there's thunder, so I thought it was gonna be like getting pretty bad. But fortunately, it didn't, so that was good. But it was still muddy, like really muddy. And I got back. I was going down, and I found my 2 sticks again. I picked them up, and because by this point, I was good. Like I wasn't dying like before. That was just bad. And yeah, I kept going. Like 2 miles left, 1.5, 1.5, and at the 0.5 marker, I by that point I thought about it, and I figured I don't really need my sticks anymore. I'm really appreciative for them, but if I want a walking stick, I should probably get like a sturdier, longer stick, instead of one that's like sturdy but like jaggedy, So I set it on the post where it says like 0.5 miles, and I put the 2 smaller sticks on the ground next to it. Just kind of hoping somebody just picks them up and uses them for their own hiking adventures. And yeah, I got to the end of the trail, got back to my car with a total time of like approximately like 8 hours and 15 minutes. So a whole day was spent hiking. Yeah. Anyways, guys, that was nutty. I took a lot of videos and quite a few photos. Check out the information. I'll be trying to post a video of Mount Mitchell, like just that video, all the videos combined, sometime later. I'm still trying to recuperate. It's gonna be a busy week, but check out my Instagram account at fit_Roman, fit_Droman, like DROMAN. There I'll be posting like the full video, the videos I took of the trip to Mount Mitchell. It was one large trip, and one large solo trip at that. And I just go more into detail of like why I went there solo, how hard it was, and everything. So thanks for listening, y'all. Stay hard, stay strong. Until next time.